Hey, it's Tim, Pickup Truck Plus SUV Talk. Going a little live minute here. My computer is running really slow, so let's hit this up. It's not Bronco fast. Whoa, see what I did there? I'm trying to find my mouse. My mouse went away. All right, come here, mouse. Let's come over here. Come over there. If it's the first time to the live stream, welcome. First time on the channel, welcome. Lots new subscribers. Thanks, you guys, for hanging out. We're having a great time over here. Lots of cool stuff happening, man. It is blowing apart right now. So we talk about trucks and SUVs and things, and I have a little whiskey, and we have a good time. It's what happens. It's what a channel's supposed to be. A truck channel's supposed to be a good time, and I don't understand why we don't have more good times in this country. Juan is here, Gene's here, Gene and Juan, and I saw Alien Nation, and Brian's here, and Thomas Darwin is here, and holy cow. Home run, John Fokker says. Fokker. Close. So I'm drinking Canadian's Best across the border, the Couron Royal this evening, and that's a healthy pour. So we're talking more trucks and SUVs, and I'm talking Ford Bronco. Guys, I have never seen the channel explode like it has. I haven't seen the explosion internet like with Bronco. It has been insane. Doug is here. It is just crazy. We don't talk much SUVs. No. Fair enough. We really don't talk much SUVs. But it has been insane. I will tell you, I did the backgrounder with Ford, and I was like, yay, because they just dragged it out. And then when I finally pressed materials and started putting it together, I was just full on excited. I had to be really careful. Hey, Eric, be really careful to slow it down. Take my time. Make sure to be very slow in understanding and delivering my content so you guys can understand me. It's been a problem. It's been an issue. I did not get uninvited. I should get more invites. The website put out 6 stories, and I put out 3 videos. This is the 4th video I've done on the Ford Bronco. This is just crazy. It's how much is going on there. Doug says, I was thinking about you got the engine options wrong in your video. Yeah, I responded back to you on Instagram about that. I was wrong, though. I got confused, the Bronco and Bronco Sport. Oh, hey. No problem. I was confused by your comment because I literally read the press release. I have gotten things wrong in the past, and I was trying really hard not to, and there was so much information. I had a massive headache after I got done with the backgrounder because there's so many details to this damn thing. And so I made sure I read the press release exactly how it's going to be because I want to make sure I had my ducks in a row because that's what you guys counted me for, to have ducks in a row. Ryan says, I think Ford really hit the nail on the head with the Bronco. I agree. They got great access customization in the packages while putting the 2.7 liter in them. Yeah, I mean, in my video, I literally said the only caveat is the engine exhaust note. You know that 2.7 is going to sound like nothing, right? But that's it. That's it. That's all I got. I got a bad exhaust note. That's nothing. It's crazy. Yeah, speaking of, Chris says, would we like to see them put a Coyote in it? I agree. I think there should be an R version of it. They talked about an R version, right, with the racing when they did the Baja series. So there should be an R version coming up. I'd like to see a Coyote. I mean, you're talking, that would just be so good. It'd be so incredible. But as somebody said earlier on my Facebook, he says, you know, now you have the energy. Now you have momentum. Now you got to build it. And the Explorer was a big disaster when it went to launch. And so Bronco's got a job to do. I mean, Ford's got a job to do to get that done, to hit that mark. This Tim on Apple Watch. I have people comment on this Apple Watch all the time. I need a new band. I saw some cool ass bands on Facebook, some leather band stuff, because the white stands out too much. But yes, I do own one. This is a generation before. I bought it as a discount. It was a $200 off, and it tracks my calories, which I'm always looking at my girlish figure. So I do own an Apple Watch. But yes, you did a great job on Bronco. Thank you. That was just a lot. Bronco Sport first edition until it's still available. Yeah, I could see that. I like the Bronco Sport. It's a different audience. It's not as much enthusiastic audience, but I think it's cool. Ryan says, "I'll make more torque than EcoBoost with slight tune. They're going to be super fun vehicles." I agree that you can tune that EcoBoost and have a great time. Every time I drive a F-150 EcoBoost, I have a blast. Now, I don't get the fuel economy because either you get Boost or Eco. I mean, that's what you get. But I'm okay with that because I enjoy driving trucks, and I don't mind the gas station. The gas station isn't the devil. I don't mind stopping at the gas station. And if I'm having fun and I'm putting a few extra dollars in a tank, I don't care. Gas price right now are like $2 and $2.50 a gallon. I mean, come on. That's simple. I'll just go spend the gas. The Bronco Sport seems like a worthy successor to the 80s Cherokee to me. No, because we were debating. I had some Zoom call with my team now, and we're debating whether there was a Renegade they're going after, the Compass, or the Cherokee. What was Ford going after with the Bronco Sport? So interesting. EcoDiesel, yeah. EcoDiesel could be interesting. Oh yeah, you're saying EcoDiesel would be better than the EcoBoost with a slight tune. Yeah, that Ranger is going to be really interesting with the new EcoDiesel. I just drove it. It's expensive as hell though. Holy cow, that thing's expensive. GT Bronco. I like that idea. Mixed feelings, so much hype. I expected more. I don't know. My expectations were met. I knew a bunch of the behind the scenes because I did the backgrounder and I saw the different videos. I've been in tune with it. I mean, it's been like 3 years. I think somebody posted it was 1,176 days to the day when the Bronco was unveiled versus when it was first reported it was coming. 1,176 days. That is pretty damn long time to hype it up. But it met expectations. I mean, I literally was like, man, I should just put a deposit down for it. Because that thing would be so much fun to drive. But I live in Western Nebraska. Like, where am I really going to drive it to? Like, where does it really make sense? And so it's a fun multi-day camping trip. It's a fun multi-day playing around thing. I don't know about the payload. That's a concern of mine. I think we did the video. I did the video a little bit ago. It was a 1,170 pounds with the 2-door and 1,360 with the 4-door, which means my family would take up at least half of that payload. Well, with the dog, with just ourselves, and then adding more to it. And then towing capacity is 3,500 pounds. So it's not like you're loading people up to go out and play in the dirt and take a camper with you. I don't know that 4-door Bronco can do all that payload and towing. That's a concern. So I think there's a different thing. I think if I lived closer to a desert, take it out on the weekends, come back home, that'd be a different story. But the payload and towing, a little bit of an issue. Doug wants to know, Tim, do you know if Toyota is doing anything to compete with them? I've been talking to Toyota on the side. I have. I've been messaging some guys and keeping track of stuff. And Toyota feels like they're getting slighted. And they really are. They feel like they're getting slighted. They feel like, why is nobody talking about the 4Runner? Nobody talks about the 4Runner at all, except for me, because, well, my friends with Toyota are big 4Runner fans, and so they keep messaging me on Facebook and like, hey, Toyota, 4Runner. And so I do cover it probably more often than other people do. But the reality is the 4Runner is a similar size and setup as 4-door Bronco. And so they're like, what's going on? Why does nobody talk about 4Runner? And the 4Runner outsells the Tundra like, what was the deal? Is it 4-1? And people talk about the Tundra all the time. And Toyota's like, where's the 4Runner? I think there's a question about the FJ Cruiser now. There's a real question about it. Toyota killed it because of emissions and low sales, and Bronco sold out the first edition in the first day. So, it's like, I think Bronco selling well, Wrangler selling well, FJ Cruiser maybe comes back, or 4Runner finally gets a damn update with style and interior that's needed to have for a long time. So I think that's what Toyota's doing is they're like, wait a minute, we have the 4Runner. We've done stuff with 4Runner, but nobody seems like to want to talk about the 4Runner. It's really an interesting thing. 4Runner is like the Rodney Dangerfield of off-road vehicles. You can quote me on that one. Yeah. Christopher Sanchez says, the Ford Bronco unveiled here to the U.S., Canada, Mexico, not here in Europe, Australia, New Zealand, Thailand, Vietnam, Philippines, and Malaysia. So it's a U.S. So, haha. My response to that is, haha. You get the Ford Ranger Raptor. We get the Ford Bronco. Nana boo-boo. Competition exhaust note isn't any better. Since Toyota killed the V8 and the 4Runner, it's all 6s now in this class, and the Bronco's outclassing them all by a mile. Alienation gets it. Yes, I agree. Exhaust note's interesting. Probably paint color. Ryan says Toyota's going to match him with a paint color. That's probably true. Brahma Bronco with the Coyote V8. So there was a question about whether at SEMA the Bro dozers would be replaced with the Bronco dozers. And I'm like, well, Bronco's got Bro in it, so Bronco dozer, yeah. Accessories make a lot of money for Ford, like Harley Davidson. Thomas Darwin, they are following the Jeep playbook, right? So Jeep unveils a vehicle, and that same next day or the same day, they have a Mopar accessory to that vehicle, like up the yin yang. I mean, it's the same day. And so Ford is finally cluing in that trucks make some profit and Broncos make some profit. The real profit's in accessories. The real profit's always been accessories. And so I think they made a wise choice, 200 accessories. And I think they should do a lot more to advertise their accessories right now. Supercharged V8, says James Green. I wonder about, and this is a question brought up with the Wrangler getting the 6.4 liter possible. It's a concept, possible. Safety. There's a frontal crash test they have to go through, and that big of an engine in that small vehicle, they don't have enough room for frontal crash testing to go. So safety is a concern. I saw Eco Mode on the new Bronco. I did too. See, Sneed says, that's laughable. Nobody's going to use that damn feature. Eric wants to know, I like the 2.7 for two reasons: CGI block, and also has port injection to go direct injection. Very insightful comment. I missed that. I'm telling you guys, I had a backgrounder for 2 hours and 15 pages of press release. So yeah, I miss things. I like Toyota's reliability. I think I'm getting a 2021 Tundra, then an SUV a couple years. Gene, I love how you got so excited about the Bronco after being so tired from the long delay. I did. It was like one of those things with the backgrounder. They just gave you all this information and they fall you to sleep and they show you a picture of the Bronco. And I'm like, God, come back to the picture. Oh my goodness. It was torture, but it was so exciting. This is the reveal of the year, guys. Like I'm looking around and I know that Ram to Rebel TRX coming out. I get that. But it's not going to compete with the Ford Bronco. The F-150, per my numbers on the website and on YouTube, per my numbers, the Bronco is crushing the F-150. And I did a crap ton of work for the F-150 too. So, that's what it is. What's top line Bronco called? What's its price? It is the Wild Track. It's top line, and I want to say it was 52 or 53,000. There's Winston. There's this on pickuptrucktalk.com. There is all the details, trim levels, a comparison Jeep Wrangler, and we had the pricing on there too. So lots of good stuff. Eric Kizalewski brought up the pricing, and so we followed up on that. Thanks for the tip, Eric. And we have the pricing on the website. Still have to wait a year for the Bronco. I know it's spring of 2021. It's going to be a long time. Toyota has always been a bit boring. They have been. They are. Toyota's boring, but they make a solid vehicle, so that's the thing. Supercharged minivan. Doug, we love your Tundra, but they have quirks. Get the new Ram Power Wagon instead. Ooh, I love the Power Wagon. Do you think next generation 4Runner will be removable doors to compete with the Bronco and Wrangler? I think so, John. I don't understand why Toyota hasn't done more with the 4Runner. They have the platform. They could do a lot more with it, and I'm hoping that you, the consumer, wins with additional competition. That's what should happen. More competition should breed better products and should breed more fun, and Toyota needs to step it up. They do. Used to be a fun company. Toyota's out of touch with their off-road base. They will never build a vehicle from factory 35 because too concerned with corporate ratings. Safety and legal department. They have a huge issue with the legal department. So fun story on that. If you guys remember back to the what was it, 2016, 15, 17, Toyota Tacoma came out, that next generation, whatever generation we're on, there was a commercial that showed them launching motorbikes, or what am I saying? Saw them dirt bikes, launching them and landing them like in the beds of trucks and flying off the hills and such. And I was talking to Mike Spears about it, who was chief engineer of all that stuff at that time. And him and I were having a drink and talking about it. And I said, man, I like that commercial was pretty badass. You guys had rock music and you're flying through the hills and cranking on the I'm doing the crank thing for the gas. And he goes, I was shocked we got that to go on national TV. So I went to the marketing guys. I said, hey, how did you get this commercial to go on national TV. What did you do? And they said, well, we sat down with legal, and legal's of an issue with Toyota. And they said, you should have seen the first one we showed them. So they showed him this like out of the world, like crazy one. And then they showed him this other one, like, hey, look at this one. And then they approved the other one because they just were like totally blew him back. So yeah, I always thought that was a fun story. Gee, I want to know how much of a new Bronco capacities will cross for a new Ranger. Oh, so I had a thought on this, and I still have to do a video on this. Is a small piece of the Ford Bronco being unveiled that was buried and stuff. And Ford literally said like 20 seconds of this in the background there, is that the Ford Bronco chassis is the new second generation global platform for mid-sized trucks and SUVs. So I translate that as the Ford Bronco chassis will be the same as next year's in 2021 to model year Ford Ranger, and that the Ford Ranger globally will become one truck in North America and in Asia, right? Because you can do the same chassis, and they can use scale of economics and use the same parts throughout, which is where we got the interesting information that maybe the new Ranger Raptor will come to the United States because they finally will share enough parts to make economics of scale work, which I did a video on this. And you guys didn't watch that video. Very upset about that. Cool video. 4Runner is outdated slug just like Tacoma. Yeah, 4Runner's old. It is. I'm not going to argue with that. I think the 4Runner is a stout vehicle, but it's crazy how old it is. Hey, Sean is here. Sean says, hey, Tim and everyone. Been a long time since I caught a live. Not quite sure about the Bronco. Of course, I'm not a Ford fan anyways. Yeah, there'll be that guys that won't be Ford fans won't do it. It's going to be interesting to see how many Jeep people moved to Ford. The Jeeps had issues over the years about reliability, and Ford has done a better job, I think, overall in reliability, F-150 and Explorer and such. And so it'll be interesting to see how many Jeep guys are like, you know what, I want the off-road capability. Wrangler's the only one that's ever built that. And now I have a choice, a real choice for the first time in, 1980, 1990. So that's 30 years that they're going to actually can cross-shop. Das says, I don't really need a two-door Bronco as well. There's not too many places to drive around Metro Detroit area, but still, I know, it's still pretty cool. It's going to be a mall color for some, but I don't care. It's a cool rig. Marco looks like a Land Rover. I've seen that. Yeah, I've heard that too. Do people want a two-door anything anymore? It's going to be interesting to see the breakdown two-door versus four-door. I can't do two-door with my family. It doesn't work. It has a 4-speed and we ran a 1990, but a 8-speed. Oh, it has a 5-speed. It has a 5-speed, actually. The Bronco doesn't look bloated like the old FJ Cruiser. It did. Matthew Hunter said, no one talks about the 4Runner because it's largely unremarkable and unchanged for quite some time. Then gets worse mileage than a full-size pickup. Yeah, I agree with that. So Lance says, it just wish the manual was available at 2.7, then that it's a hit. I agree. I was really interested. Let me say this differently. Let me say it more clearly. Hold on. I need a little bit. I've had a long work day, guys. I've been getting up at 6 o'clock and getting to bed at 8 at just falling asleep because I've been working so much. I will say this, Lance, is that I missed that. I missed it. I did my video. I got done with it, and I started looking at stuff and talking to my colleagues, and I was like, wait a minute here. I started looking at the 2.7 liter only comes with automatic. And yeah, so I did another video. I think I talked about somewhere else, but yeah, I've talked about a couple different places, but now I have. But in my first video, I missed that. But I agree. I don't understand why that was done that way. I'm sure there's some long-winded engineering explanation, but I think it's a miss. Like, if you're going to give us a manual with a cool crawl ratio, and that one has is it 94-1 or 95-1? The manual has the amazing crawl ratio. Why can't we get the bigger engine? Give us a Ranger Raptor and we give you the Bronco. I know it's like a trade. Maybe Tony needs to make the back come off the next 4Runner. Oh, that was cool. I see him in the mountains or once in a while in Colorado with the top off. 4Runner is very long turret. Ford figured out. Sean, it needs the 8-speed up and major up. It does. Bronco Raptor. How much is a Sasquatch package? We don't know. We don't know packages. Water drive. We don't know the packages. That we have the pricing for the MSRP, starting MSRP on all the vehicles, but we do not know. They have a mid, a high, a luxury, and a Sasquatch package, and there's no pricing on packages. What's GM going to do to compete against Bronco? Never mind. Eco Raptor. Where are they building the Bronco? Huh. I haven't heard of that one either. Hey, Brandon. I would say in Michigan. OJ Abani Bronco. Cybertruck versus Bronco for the next YouTuber hit. Oh, Jesus. Roger. Yes, if I could get to California. They have a Cybertruck in the museum, which I think is where it belongs. I mean, they have a Cybertruck in the museum there, and I think I would go down there and check that out. And I hear that the build quality is really a question. Brandon, the real question is, does all the Bronco interest turn into sales? Well, the real question, Brandon, is, can Ford pull it off and actually build it to the capacity? Sashian is here. Hey, what's going on? Ryan, well, I think the best thing about the Bronco is really the initial maturity. 2.3 and 2.7 with 10-speed aren't brand new parts. That's the Ranger platform, which is matured globally. But it's a new platform. It's a second-generation platform. But, yeah, you're right. I mean, they're just making tweaks to stuff, but they have proven that it is pretty capable, and it has good reliability. So I'll give you that. When you have a new Blazer and Equinox in the garage together and have a baby, that you have a 2020 Blazer. Have you guys seen the meme that has been going around? I shared it on our Facebook page. Juan's probably seen it. And it says it's a Ford Bronco, then below it's a Chevy Blazer. And the Blazer says, hey, it's so great to be back. And the Blazer says, shut up. I came back as a car. That was pretty funny. What happened to your Patreon page? I can't find it. Oh, I was supposed to be there. It's there. I think it's somewhere. Sorry. I do have a Patreon page. You want to give me $5 or something? I haven't really figured that out, but I'm trying to figure that out. We want base model Land Cruisers, Toyota. Yeah. I want the Land Cruiser truck with locking front differential, locking rear differential too. Tim, to test the 2021 F-150 seats, I think you need to spend an entire night sleeping in the truck. I may actually do that. I actually could do that. Yeah, I'd be probably sore and cranky. But can you get the color matching hardtop roof, or are they all black? For the Bronco, I think they're... No, it depends on the trim level. Some trim levels are full black. Other ones, I think the other ones are color matching. That's a good question, Eric. Roger, what is more hype? He did a YouTube play symbol. That's impressive, Roger. What is more hype around, Cybertruck or Bronco? Cybertruck. Because Ford actually can build a Bronco. I want to repaint my 2011 Ranger in the brilliant blue that's available on the Bronco. Go down to the dealership, get the paint. Bronco is more than the ugly Cybertruck. I doubt 4Runner will ever have removable doors. Total Corporate doesn't understand the market for trucks and SUVs. They do not. They don't understand the market at all. I was down at the Cruiser Fest in Colorado. What's the name of that town? A couple years ago I was down there. Anyways, Toyota literally owns Cruiser Fest, and they have zero corporate support. And it's like, hello. Oh, the fan's on. Oh, the fan is not on tonight, Brian. I could turn it on, but the fan is not on. If you've been a fan of this channel, you know that I get a little red-faced at times, and you guys blame it on the whiskey, but the fan is to blame. Let's see. I don't any news on reveal date at TRX. I'm no news on that. I'm eagerly awaiting, and I'm eagerly like pestering the Ram guys about my numbers, and the channel's blowing up. And come on, want my invite? Let's go. I have a vodka instead of whiskey. I'm out of vodka actually. I should have buy some more. I did put some ice in whiskey. It did help. Let's see. Lots of Kilmer hands going on. Lots of Kilmer hands, huh? I still think the Wrangler will top out at higher price simply because of the eco-use option. I agree. Rubassus, I dig it. I rumor has it Scotty still has Tim closet. Scotty is not in my closet. My rifles are in my closet, and I have some golf clubs sitting at my side of the closet. So Juan, Hilberto says he digs it. That's cool. I dig it too. Juan, I did order a new putter. That's a Scotty Cameron putter. So if you want to know what I'm doing with Scotty, I'm beating him around the greens with a ball. Anyways, that diesel option in the future. I don't know. I know that Ford's redoing their diesel engine. The Power Stroke is not a very amazing power plant, and I don't know. I think it's going to be. There's so much demand right now. They don't need to do a whole lot. I think they're going to let initial demand go through, and then they're going to say, okay, all right, now that our initial demand's through, now we can start offering different options, keep demand going. But they sold out first editions like in the first hour and a half. I mean, the demand is huge, and so if there's demand for diesel, sure. If there's demand for more product, sure. But the Bronco is going to make some big waves to the industry, and my poor automotive journalist colleagues who are in love with their Miatas are going to be like, oh, why is everyone another Bronco story? I can drive my Miata with the top down. It's fun. What's generally more popular, Big Ben with Sasquatch package? Eric's big on that. Yeah, good question. The group. Its issues front stabilizer bar disconnect. Wonder how the Ford's version is different. Good question. The manual is available with the 2.7 because of packaging room. It's a deeper block. That's a good point. There was the issue that I did in the channel about the 3-liter Chevy Silverado Duramax diesel that you have to drop transmission to be able to check the belt on 150,000 miles because of packaging issues. There's not enough room in the engine bay to make it all fit. So that could be part of the problem. I'm going to be curious what the aftermarket's going to do. The tuners, how many people are going to drop that engine and put a manual in it next to a Coyote and see if it's going to fit. I'm sure Ford's thought of this stuff, and I'll be curious to see how it goes. Gene, I'm curious how many Colorado ZR2 owners will cross over to the Bronco since they were cross-shopping the Wrangler beforehand. I had a guy say to me on Facebook, he said he was looking at the GMC Yukon AT4, and he decided to actually put his deposit down on a Jeep or the Ford Bronco instead, and the four-door. And I was thinking, that's actually a good comparison. Like I hadn't really thought of that before, but the GMC Yukon, it's a bigger vehicle, sure, but it's a little off-road shops, has a big off-road kind of look to it, And to swap to go to the Ford Bronco, I don't know what the wheelbase and length is wise, but I don't think it's. I mean, it's. I think the Ford Bronco would be smaller than the Yukon, but it's not. It's not that out of the ballpark. I thought it was kind of an interesting point he brought up. People say that they want a manual transmission, nobody buys them. Yeah, it'd be interesting. Brandon, you need to add me to your media fleet. I could probably get a Bronco for you quicker on the West Coast. Yeah. There's an event tomorrow in Washington, D.C., and they're doing some Broncos there. And a friend of mine is going out there. He's going to shoot some video, hopefully, for the channel. And I asked him to do some video on how to release the top roof rack, the roofs. I'm not roof rack, but the roof panels and remove those. I want to know exactly what they're talking about when they're saying it's faster to remove than Jeep Wrangler. And so I asked him for some stuff. He's actually a Jeep Wrangler owner. And so I'm hoping he comes back with some good video because I think it'd be really interesting that have a Jeep Wrangler owner goes and looks at a Ford Bronco. What is his initial thoughts? And I may do a Zoom meeting with him and stuff like that. We may do some fun stuff because I thought it was a really interesting thing he's going to go do. And so we were messaging back and forth. So he's doing that tomorrow. So be on lookout for that. There's a lot of stuff coming. Oh, no. Juan says his dog had 4 seizures from 3 to 5 p.m. I stayed up all night with him waiting for the vet to open at 8 a.m. Better have medicine, so he's drunk and he's sleeping next to me on my bed. The dog is drunk. Okay. I give my dog beer once in a while. It's kind of fun for me. Eric says none of the current products with 2.7 offer a manual. 2.3 can be had with a manual and a Mustang. That's true. I think a lot of people overlook that stuff. They think that all of a sudden magically that an automatic is going to come up with a unique engine and transmission for this one specific product. And that's really not what happens anymore. They really are looking at how they can do it across a spectrum of different products or vehicles. And so that's why they use the same powertrains different ways and just tune them differently for different customer needs and different vehicle needs. And I think that's just smart. Gene, any EPA mileage numbers yet? No. Michigan plant seed nuts. I would say that too. Michigan plant for the Ford, I would think that way. Yeah, the EPA won't be out later. And I don't think anybody who's buying the Bronco really cares about EPA. I'm not going to make the big deal about it. I just don't think it. Body mounted mirrors are a big deal. It's actually legal to drive with doors off. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's a huge deal. They really, the Broncos are good looking rear AC vents. Cheers to you, Brandon. It's interesting. I will say this, that it's got, I'll tell you other comment. I think Ford looked at every deficiency of the Jeep Wrangler and engineered a way to fix it. And they made a point of that if you look at all the features, like they have the dashboard mounted GoPro with power, they have the mirrors on the fender, they can take off the doors and the roof easier, you can store them, you don't put them alongside the tree and chain them up while you're off-roading, you can, or leave them at camp, you can store them with you. They went through and talked to Jeep Wrangler customers, and they found out every deficiency they could, and they engineered to meet those efficiencies. I think Ford did a great job. I think they really surprised me. They really did a good job. Really surprised me. If Toyota did return to FJ Cruiser with a diesel option, it would be great. It would be a rebirth of that company to make them cool again. I wonder about the all-over production that you noted in your video. I do wonder about that too, don't you, Thomas? So you guys want to talk about, right? So the Jeep Wrangler, when you take the roof off, there's a sport bar that goes. It's between the B pillar, which they call it behind the door, and the C pillar, which is the rear pillar. So A's windshield, B door, C whatever. They have the B pillar. They call it a sport bar. That's what Ford said. And I was like, I thought with a rollover accident, you want to have that bar there to give more stability to the sides of the truck, right? So it just balanced stuff out. That's how I would build stuff. I build stuff around the house all the time, and it's a center post, and that way gets the stability when you roll over. Or in my case, you build a deck. I mean, it's the same concept, guys. So I was surprised by that. I was thinking that it was a very interesting decision. I like the open air. Don't get me wrong. I love the open air idea of it, but I do wonder about rollover with the Ford Bronco. I wonder how it's going to pass those tests, because safety is a big issue. See the Tim. Sorry, the meme. Oh, the meme. Brandon, has Jill figured out if the Bronco has power adjustable pedals yet? No. So Jill Simonello, who's the managing editor of the PickupTruckTalk.com, wrote a story about adjustable pedals for full-size and mid-size trucks. And I thought it was really interesting. She did a bunch of research on it, and she came up with the conclusion that there really is only the F-150, I think it is, and the Ram, if I remember correctly, Brandon can correct me, that has the adjustable pedals. And adjustable pedals are just cheap-ass ways for companies to take them off and make more money off their product. So I thought it was really interesting. I have big hopes for that article. I think it's going to do really well. Brandon of Fame has written an article for PickupTruckTalk.com about rear AC vents, which some months has been the second most viewed article on the website. Just people, I tell people all the time, I said, people make fun of me because I pick out small details. And I tell them in the years of owning vehicles, it's the small details that really get to me over time. Sasan wants to know, will the vintage Broncos lose value since new Broncos coming out and available now? Would I? Well, so like from my standpoint, right? I get these press releases all the time of these vintage Broncos, and one of them was making an electric version of vintage Bronco, and they were doing all this kind of stuff with them. And I'm thinking, why would I buy $140,000 restored vintage Bronco fully loaded when I can go buy a brand new one with all the bells and whistles with a better powertrain that's more reliable and I get a warranty for half the price? Yeah, I wouldn't buy vintage at this point, but there's a lot of people that still buy vintage. I own a vintage truck. I'm not, don't get me wrong, but I would buy a new one just because they did such a good job of recreating the style of the old one too. It's one of those times that I've been doing this, guys, for almost a decade, and you don't get your socks blown off that often, but sometimes you do. And this was one of those cases where it was like, wow. James Green wants to know, when are they bringing back the full-size Bronco? They're not. Gene, my golden retriever, had seizures. The vet gave him medicine 10 days. Are you real, Tim? AJ wants to know if I'm real. I believe I am. I'm here. I'm a person. Yes, you guys watch my videos on my channel. I appreciate that, and I have fun doing that. But I'm a real person. Interesting. Yeah, dogs. We had a yellow lab has seizures too all the time, and you just had to sit there and watch him. You couldn't do much to him. Just what it had to do. I guess you guys pay attention to the streamer. Mohammed says. Bronco just took a massive dump on the Jeep. I agree, BJ. Hope the best for the dog. Hey, Tim, will you have Jill in some of your review videos? I don't know. Jill has her own channel. She's doing her own thing. I've had some people that she has a certain way of doing things, and some people like it, some people don't. I in her videos. I like her reviews. She's got a really good voice for the stories and such. So I don't know. Maybe if we're together. I've done videos with her in the past. I have. But she has her own channel, and I'm hoping that she'll grow her little channel alongside. She does Karsten too. Blah. But I really needed her help on the website. She's done a great job so far. I'm really excited for what we're doing. Isn't that a country song? Blame it on the whiskey. Yes. Or You're Not Worth the Whiskey either. I listen to country music. Thank you very much. I'm interested to see the Hummer now. The teaser image showed a removable top too. Ooh, the GMC Hummer. That's another one that's God. This year is so foobar. You got COVID like just destroying everything, and you got Bronco, F-150, GMC Hummer, Ram TRX Rebel. You have GMC Yukon, Chevy Tahoe, Chevy Suburban, Cadillac Escalade, all coming out. And I would be on the plane for I told the wife, I said, if COVID got over in April or May, I'd be on a plane from September to October. I'd be on a plane every day because there's so much going on, guys. You guys are so fortunate, and I really, really have been thinking about buying a vehicle because there's so much cool stuff going on. Golly, how do you not get excited? If you don't get excited for trucks and SUVs now, then there's other car channels. Go find them. Go elsewhere because there's so much stuff going on. This is just exciting as hell. It's just crazy. Golf, is your short game or long game better? My short game is better. That's why I score well. When you get a Bronco reveal, will you hose out the interior? Hell yeah, I will. It's awesome. He lived at 15 years old. Good idea. What Bronco edition would you buy? Ooh, I don't know. I don't know. I've been so busy covering the news that I haven't actually shopped for one. I've been so busy running videos and doing stories and talking with Jill about pricing and what we need to do. I haven't really looked at anything. I'd probably go mid-trim level is what I typically do. I don't like entry trim levels. I like mid-trim level. I would go automatic. I know manual transmissions. I get it. But at the end of the day, I drive my 62 around with a manual, and I'd go automatic. And I don't think I'd go 35s. The 35s are funny. So the 35s I did in the video came out, right? And I talked about 35s. And immediately, like within the first three comments, somebody said, so do you think 37s will fit? I'm like, good night. Are you people ever happy? Ford's finally a full-line manufacturer offering a vehicle with 35s, and you got to be like, hey, I really want that 37. For Pete's sake. Jesus criminy. Ford system is similar to KDS. It's a hydraulic system that pushes the other wheel down. So it's all front would work. Not as good, but certainly better than nothing. Oh, the Haas system. Yeah. I need to spend more time in engineering. That's the thing I miss out most with these reveals. I don't get time to engineers. I don't get time for them to tell me and tell you how all this stuff works. And that's the unfortunate part. And I don't live in Michigan. So I don't get the FaceTime with engineers that I really would want at this case. But I may go out there and pitch a damn tent and just hang out with Ford for a while so I can get all these answers. I really want those answers. Too bad Ford doesn't come with a front solid axle. I knew that was coming, Roger. I knew that was coming. How do you get the play button, by the way? Instant Wrangler Killer. Did you see that YouTuber that is Wrangler burnt on the side of the middle of the desert? Coyote Work is his name. I didn't see that. I did post it on Facebook. There was a F-150 that burned to the ground, like literally burned to the ground. The guy had a check engine light and didn't think about anything. He just kept driving it. And it burned to the ground. It's something like check engine light and smoke or something out, and he just kept driving. Facebook goes, yeah, my Facebook goes, I try to make it funny. Who's going to be the first of company stuff at 7.3 liter in the Bronco? I would say that's not possible, but I have talked to people that have 7.3, and that's actually a smaller engine than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be huge engine. I was thinking about the aftermarket with the Jeep Wrangler. So there's a company called AMC Wow, guys. There's 104 people watching this channel right now on YouTube streaming. 104. I had to stop. There's 104, 106 now. Guys, I've done this for 3 years now. I used to get 5. That was my thing. 5 people watching this channel. Now there's 106. So thank you so much. You guys made my night. It's AMC 4-wheel drive. Anyways, my point of view on this is that I really worry about the aftermarket companies that have done V8s in Wranglers for years. And now if Jeep comes out with a V8, what happens to aftermarket companies? Mom and pop goes away. So with the Ford Bronco, what happens when aftermarket companies start doing the 7.3 and start doing stuff to them, and Ford says, oh, yeah, by the way, we got an R Racing Bronco that's going to have the bigger engine in it. So you guys go away. I worry about the aftermarket. I don't want those guys to go away. Those guys are in the pits with the wrenches and the grease, and they're trying to shove stuff in, and they're innovative guys, and I feel bad for them. It's like a American 4x4, something like that. They're in Michigan. They're in Holly, Michigan. I was going to go see them, but then COVID. I see a lot of vloggers buying the Bronco because it's camera mount cage on the dash. I agree. Everything that's old is new again. Right laying hog is here. Solid front axles aren't needed anymore. Just go to King of the Hammers and see the trophy rock crawlers. They're all independent front suspensions. Dark Jedi. I agree. I did an F-250 video, and people gave me a bunch of crap about this. I'm sorry, guys, but if you want to buy a truck because it rides like a truck, then go elsewhere. That's not the market. The market is we want capability, we want fuel economy, we want to ride comfort. And why should we waste our money on not buying something that meets our needs? So you're the consumer, you have the dollars, so demand better. That's my point of view. You should demand better from companies. I swear that 2020 F-250 I had, my 62 Chevy C10 rode better than that truck did. And I love trucks. It's my passion, guys. My passion is trucks. I love trucks. And when they came to pick that up, I said, here's the keys. Have a good day. I'm sorry. I'm not going to get my butt kicked on driving around a truck just because I want to have a truck. I own trucks. I work in trucks. I run a chainsaw of trucks. I understand that. I'm not interested in that. Brian's still trying to buy a truck. Sorry, let me get off my sandbox here. GM Corp is hiding under the desk. Blazer must be a really hard pill to swallow without Bronco. I think it's interesting that there's a conversation about the Bronco in that realm. I remember I was talking to Nissan about this. And by the way, Nissan, David Boyd gave me $5. I haven't seen him. Thank you, David, for the $5. Super chats really are a big help to the channel. That when Nissan came back with the Nissan Pathfinder, that people were like, why is it not body on frame? Why is it an SUV, cross unibody SUV? Nissan was like, look, we sell 4 times as many Pathfinders as we used to with the body on frame versus body on frame. The unibody is selling 4 times as well. And so I'd be curious to see what happens with the Blazer sales versus older Blazer sales and how that factored in the equation. Brian says, test drive an F-150 does not have air vents in the back. My kids were like, hey, Dad, this sucks. see, Brandon knows exactly what we're talking about. He got stuck in the back of trucks as a kid, and he was like, yeah. Let's see. Eric wants to know, will anybody be testing out the Sport since it arrived much earlier? I will drive all of them. I'm actually thinking I'll probably end up having a dealership to get the Bronco and Bronco Sport before I get them in my area as far as press loans, but I want to go see them. Like, I'm really disappointed I wasn't able to be there in person and do the reveal in person like I normally am, because I want to sit in the seat. I want to check it out. I want to ooh and ah over it. I want to shut the door and see if the door closes well. I want to do those things. Because with trim, if the Bronco has a power adjustable seat, a footrest, a 4-wheel drive control, it doesn't leave an indent in my right knee, I'm sold. Power adjustable seat? I think so. A footrest. Oh, like the dummy seat? The dummy pedal, you put your foot over there? Yeah. And a 4-wheel drive control. Huh. Interesting. I don't know. I didn't put a deposit down, but I definitely want to check it out. XL, XTX. I'm sure they have it on higher trims. Yeah. EPA numbers are so misleading on Bronco. EcoBoost numbers never hold in the real world. I agree. Mike's comment. Tim with this Sam Squatch package. Sam Squatch. They're going to roll 35 tires with a 2.3 liter. Who are they? Yeah, it is interesting to run the 2.3 with the 35-inch wheels. that's like opening the carburetor in the old days and pouring gas down the carburetor to get the thing to move. A lot of rubber, boys, lots of rubber. And 2.7 would be the motor to have. I agree. Which Bronco package would you get and why? I don't know that I would get the Sasquatch. For my area, 35s don't make a lot of sense. For my area, I don't want the road noise. I don't need the big tires to pull. I think I was going to do the mid package. Guys, I'm a middle road, middle trim package kind of guy. I'm not a fancy, fully loaded kind of guy. So yeah. Or BS and Excel. I'm trying to keep up with your comments, and holy cow, you guys are watching like crazy. Hello, world. Yes, I'm the guy behind the camera, or in front of the camera. Why not try Ram 50? Yeah, it's still higher price. Next time, Street BDs. Kids were like, hey, I got $40. Wait a minute. It mentions I got to go down. JD. JD gave me $40. Thanks, JD. JD's a big truck, big RV. He's I have a lot of fun with JD. I've done some videos with him. They're on the channel. And so check him out. Thanks, JD. That means a lot, man. Yeah, Bronco is going like crazy. It is like hella insane right now. So big thing. Oh, the Nissan's going back another $5. This is crazy. You say yesterday there's a new Bronco Ho feature. Bronco. Wow, biggest live stream ever. Tim, do you have any predictions when they're going to be able? I don't have predictions. Ram TRX, big truck RV30. Does anyone care about the Bronco Sport? I think the Bronco Sport could be really cool. I really do. I think it's for the different audience. Sorry, Mike has $2. My goodness, I clicked the button and you guys have gone crazy. Short game. Some fellas' short game is shorter than others. Jim Tudor's here. You guys are killing me. Hey, Brian. Hey, I see JD's comment. I can't wait to get the Bronco stuck on the beach. I agree. I see that fares against the Bison on soft sand, all locked up. Ooh, that's a really interesting thing. That'd be awesome. It's gotten a lot better since I've been able to navigate the windmill. Where is the Tundra dude? Oh, that I don't know where he's at. He's usually somewhere around here. Randy's here. I agree. How can I not be excited? Randy Stern is another fellow journalist. State Fair Texas canceled. Yes. Holy cow. Tim is not here. He's a computer construct a way more advanced version of Max Headroom. If you guys missed earlier, somebody asked me if I was real. I don't know. I'm supposed to prove that. Should I like pinch myself or should I make myself bleed? I don't know. I make fun of the ground. I have a good time. I enjoy this channel. I love this. This stuff's awesome, man. I'll do this the rest of my life. All right, so I'm gonna come down here because you guys have been just blowing it up, and I'm gonna try to keep up. This is just insane tonight. Insane. JD's great. Yeah, I enjoy JD. I was watching his had an install of a air conditioner that I thought was really interesting video he did, and I try to catch as much as he does. There's some people that do a lot of volume, like I do a lot of videos. JD does a lot of videos, and it's really interesting stuff. It's very cool stuff. I watch all of the stuff I can. Show Tim some love, super chat. Yes. Oh, that Bronco, man. I am out of steam. It's so much. Tim, you talk about the quality issues of Bronco motors. I don't know. I mean, I think they've kind of worked that out by now. I think EcoBoost has done pretty decent for the last couple of years. Nice like button. I think, therefore, I am playing golf tomorrow. I'm sorry. I got to get a break. I'm working. I tee off at 3. And no, my new Scotty Cameron putter will not be here. I can't beat Scotty around the course. That's the best thing. I have a Scotty Cameron pitch thing. The Big Ben trim will be the best value. Yeah, I think that's probably where I'd end up. That's what I'm doing. Bronco truck SUV talk. Oh, I can't. There's no way. I've been trying to do another channel, my own little thing, and I'm just so busy. I'm just so busy with this channel. This channel's awesome. You guys are awesome. Give yourself a golf clap. This is just awesome. Sam DeSham says the only way to fit a 392 in a Wrangler is with a shoehorn. I've heard that comment. I think I responded to they just need some Crisco. Wrap some Crisco around it and shove it in. Otherwise, it's like a squeezing one of them really big gals when they go to donuts on a diet soda and stuff. Oh, that's not right. I can't read that out loud again. That's not right, Sam. funny as hell, but then you're right. As Toyota fans, how do you think Toyota should respond to the Bronco? Do you think they should update the 4Runner or bring back the FJ? I think the FJ is so they still sell the FJ globally. It still exists, really. And so I think they up till like a year ago they had it in Japan or someplace they were selling it. I think they should get rid of the 4Runner and the FJ and bring back a whole slew of Land Cruisers. Make a two-door Land Cruiser, bring the Land Cruiser overseas. The Land Cruiser name for Toyota is one of the longest running trademarks in the world. I mean, they've built their name on that. If you guys understand Toyota, whenever they came to a new country for a new market, they bring the Land Cruiser first and then bring everything else in. And so they build a two-door Land Cruiser. They build a Land Cruiser truck. They build that Land Cruiser on many different platforms. I get rid of the 4Runner and the FJ completely and just go Land Cruiser and just kill it with Land Cruiser. Because, I mean, what better name than Land Cruiser? Like, it's just, that could be badass. That's what I would do. But I'm sure I'm not mean. See, my watch told me to stand up because my fat ass sitting around too much. Yeah. So, Tim will be tipping this next. Hipsters and soccer moms will buy the Bronco Sport, same crowd that buys Subarus. Yeah, sure. But you know what? That's cool. You know, teach their own. Whatever they want to do. Not going to be an Eco in the Bronco EcoBoost. There is not going to be any Bronco in the Eco in the Bronco EcoBoost. I wouldn't drive it that way. It won't be for me. I won't drive it that way. Not going to happen. I think Ford needs to kill the Ranger. Build a Bronco truck that won't steal sales to F-50 and adds to off-road size. Wow. 110. I'm looking at 100. It's at 126. Holy crap. I got to be like more civil. I can't drink as much during these things. You guys going to be after me. Solid axle is better to rock, crawl, less parts to fix. Get on it, Ford, also V8. Maverick makes a good point. There is 134. I agree, Maverick. There's a point to be made about solid axles. Later, Brian. Sort of no response to Bronco. I agree. I don't know. I think their 4Runner team was watching the Bronco very closely, going, we could make a lot more money if we did more of this kind of stuff. My dream off-road is G63. Oh, the Mercedes-Benz, the G-Wagon? That thing's terrible. Only if they make an extended cab, a 6-foot bed, 114. The numbers are insane, guys. I agree. Toyota to create a modern and global Land Cruiser Ranger from a two-door to a luxury boat we get. Yeah, I agree. Land Cruisers are tanks. Everything I'm hearing, Land Cruiser dead for U.S. market. Alienation, I'm hearing the same thing, but I'm hearing they're going to bring back a smaller version or do this, do that. And so I'm thinking that why not take this amazing nameplate you have and bring the variety of vehicles you have overseas. I've been to the Land Cruiser Museum in Salt Lake City, Nevada, and if you go there, you'll see a whole assortment of Land Cruisers. There's videos on this channel of that museum. There's all sorts of interesting Land Cruisers there. Go check it out. It's very cool, and it's just going to be awesome to see all those Land Cruisers. And I don't know why they don't take that same nameplate and just bring it back. Just bring it back globally. Just why screw around so much? It's just crazy to me. All right, solid axle is fun off road, but all these will spend 99% on the road. Yeah, it's cool. Give us the Land Cruiser Prado. Yeah, I know Tim is real. I don't understand this. People think I'm not real. Nissan. Oh, I'm not going down Nissan Road. This is turned out as a sign of the work Jill, Matt, and Carl accomplished. Yeah, we have done a lot. It's been a lot going on. A 2000 Frontier Desert Runner was a nice truck. Oh, that's a solid truck. Oh, Utah. God darn it, Mark, you're right. Salt Lake City, Utah. Why did I say Nevada? Nevada. That was my brain fart. Yeah, Salt Lake City, Nevada. Blame it on the whiskey. The Broncos blowing things up. The Broncos absolutely killing it. I don't know what else. I mean, I probably should do another Bronco video tomorrow. I'll do a Bronco video all week. I mean, it's just insane. If I could drive somewhere, I know they're doing a drive event and they're doing an event in DC. And like I said, my friend's gonna be out there. He's gonna do some video for me. Hopefully, he's gonna do some. He's a Wrangler owner, so I'm hoping to get some good video from him, some ideas. And I'm gonna run that video, but it's just crazy. Like the Bronco is just crazy. While we're coming up with the crazy ideas, how about a 3/4 ton Bronco to replace the old Excursion? Ooh. I've heard the news in Excursion. I don't know why they don't make a heavy-duty version of that. We have people around the area that do crew movement for railroaders, and they pick up crews and transport them around the county. And so I think a Excursion would fit their bill pretty easily. Xterra, that's what, yeah. That's what Nissan needs. Ford broke the internet with the 2021 Ford Bronco. They did. Who was that thing that said they broke the internet or something like that? Wasn't a singer that did that a while ago? The Prado, Lexus GX, 4Runner. Does the Bronco give me a reason to move on from my 2019 Ranger when lease is up? Huh. I would. I like the Ranger. Well, but you don't have a bed. You don't have a bed. That's a problem. If you had a bed with the Bronco, I could see it. But the bed is the thing for me. Like, I have crap in my bed right now, and you're running the dump, and I haven't done it. But yeah, the bed is a big question mark. Wish Ford bring back the Excursion. A 7.3 gas run, that would be killer. I agree. I think when you look at the numbers of where people are buying vehicles, the larger full-size SUVs keeps growing and growing. The cars keeps dying, which is funny to me because everybody's like, oh, Randy knows this too. People are like, our colleagues are like, oh, electric cars. Look at the numbers, and electric cars haven't cracked any percentage in a long time. But you look at the full-size trucks, full-size SUVs, and it's like more. What sold during COVID shutdown? Sure as hell wasn't an electric car. It was a full-size pickup because people were buying those still like crazy because they need those vehicles. That's a vehicle you have to have. Electric car is like, should I walk today or take my electric car? That's what that is. Yeah, not a big fan. Ask me about the Cybertruck. All right, so I'm leery of the Bronco because they have turbochargers. I agree. Experienced a 2017 Focus RS. No thanks. Turbo diesel or unleaded for me. Yeah, people have gotten burned on turbos, and I can totally see that trans on. I would think that you'd be a Wrangler fan then. And I was a little shocked that Ford didn't offer a naturally aspirated engine for that Bronco. They're in the full-size F-150 market. They are 60% EcoBoost, and they're proud of that 60%, but the reality is that's 40%, and when you're selling as many units as they are, that's a lot of trucks that aren't having EcoBoost in them. I heard old Fred Savage Mrs. fell in love with the new Bronco after seeing the video of it bouncing with rhythm. I thought I was getting drunk. That's a crazy comment. Excursion Platinum, is it just me, or do you think the JL already looks dated? Jason J. Miller says that. I agree. That JL took a big hit. But understand something, Jason, and I am guilty of this as well, is that the newest thing is the flashiest thing. And so you take a time out. Let's let Bronco cool down for a week. Next week, then start looking at it again. I think you'll see, you're saying, oh, okay. All right. I was blown away. It's like seeing that hot girl down the street or the hot guy, whatever your preference is. And you go on a couple dates, and a month later, you're like, oh, this is what it is. I mean, so let's slow the roll down on that. It does make it look like it's needs an update, but it's still, the Wrangler is still a solid competitor. I think for the first time ever, in my view of things, we're seeing two Goliaths, two really strong competitors in a growing marketplace. And I'm really excited to see what's going to happen. I think there's room for both of them, but we have two really strong competitors going fist to fist in the marketplace. And I think it's really exciting for consumers. And I can't wait to see what the numbers are, because the numbers will tell the story. I can talk about the Bronco all day long. You can talk about the Bronco all day long with your friends, and the neighbor can talk about it. And we talk about the Wrangler's better and this, that, and the other. But hey, let's get the sales results. The sales results will really show what's going on, where the winners or losers are, what's going on. Sales results will get there. Jeep Wrangler Hemi will be a thing. 60% EcoBoost because of what they make. Or you're going to large take rate of car. Yeah, it could be interesting. Third generation. Oddly damn fat fingers. I'm showing that comment. Third generation, you prefer the hot girl. It's still cooler. Yeah, oddly, though, the beaches and retail is still open. Oh, we're talking about, in Cali. Oh, the cases are crazy. A lot of people buying electric vehicles already have a daily driver gas burner. Yeah, it's like a secondary vehicle. Off-roaders would put Bronco through the ringer. I agree. I can't wait to see what happens. I'm so excited to see what consumers say and aftermarket does and what's going on. I'm really excited. All right, guys, I'm at an hour, but there's 144 of you guys watching now. So I'm going to make it through my comments. I don't know what we want to do here. I usually go an hour long, but this many people watching. Wow. 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 Yeah, even Eric's like, wow. I mean, holy cow, this is crazy. All right, I should go because I know replay is going to be a thing, and I don't want you guys to spend more than an hour watching this replay and getting all bored because that's not cool. So, hey, oh my God, thank you for guys for watching. Thank you for blowing it up. I got 145 on my screen. This is just insane. Just insane. And so I'm gonna let you go. Comment below. Let me know what's going on. Some background. Oh, some background on me. Oh, I think David makes a good point. I'm having a drink. Hold on. I'm an automotive journalist. I have been doing this 8-9 years. Live in Western Nebraska. I drive an old Chevy. I drive new vehicles all the time. I'm kind of a practical guy. I'm the guy who's gonna tell you where the dipstick is and how much I hate where they place these damn things at. I have all the cool mechanical stuff. I do bad job of welding on trucks, and I do restore on trucks, and I won different awards, and that's who I am. So, hey, thanks again for watching. Moto, just subscribe, man. Thank you, guys. You guys are making this happen. This is freaking phenomenal. I'm blown away. Jason did reserve one. Oh, you are killing me. I'd love to have one. Oh, man. Website, check it out. Subscribe. Tell your friends. It's a great time. Have a good time. Thanks, man. Thank you for really doing it. You guys have made it an absolute blast. You guys make this happen. As always, I will see you down the road.